The main issue I want to say about the order is this. The duration of the order, Minister, is that it expires, it's for a period which commenced on the date Melissa hit, October 28, 2025, and it terminates on March 31 next year. So it's a very short period that's covered by this order. And when I look at the provision in the law, it says that the initial period during which compliance with the requirements referred to in subsections 1A and B, which are the contraction of the economy by more than 1.5% of GDP, may be, so the initial period during which compliance with those requirements may be suspended shall terminate at the end of the financial year following the eventuality. So to my mind, you're selling yourself short, Minister, by having it end in the financial year that we are in and that the calamity occurred. Because it's supposed to be, it should terminate at the end of the financial year following the calamity. This is important because the effects of this are likely to impact the upcoming fiscal year. So I question the period, and there's another reason why it is important that we get that date right, because it says that, and this is a proviso to that same provision, and that provision, Minister, is subsection 4 of section 48C of the Financial Administration and Audit Act, subsection 4. And it goes on to say that where the Fiscal Commissioner has validated in the prescribed manner that the residual impact of the eventuality means Melissa in this case, is significant enough to warrant the continued suspension of the requirements, the fiscal rules. The suspension of the requirements may be continued for an extended period of one more financial year immediately following the initial period of the suspension. So that would give you 2 years, potentially, plus the period between now and March, during which Jamaica could utilize this envelope, massive envelope of resources that were announced yesterday to try and get the recovery going. But the way the order is worded, this one expires in March, and then the law only allows you to have one more fiscal year of suspension after that, which I don't think is desirable. So I'm suggesting to you, Minister, that you revisit this, take a moment, or maybe more than a moment, to look at it. But I don't think that the order that's before us complies with subsection 4 in its current form. I think the idea, and I was very involved in the drafting of it, so I'm speaking from a position of some knowledge of this, because when the amendments that we're looking at to do with the suspension of the fiscal rules were passed, I was the chairman of the legislation committee of cabinet then, and went through it with a fine-tooth comb with the technocrats from finance. So I'm saying that the intention is definitely that it should last for a year following the fiscal year in which the calamity occurs, and we shouldn't be constrained to have a suspension for a few months till March, and then you only have one more potential year to March 2027 of suspension. So that's my contribution. I'd love to hear from you when you're going to amend the Act to adjust that target, and also to reconsider the deadline or the end of the period, of the initial period, which currently is March 31, 2026, but I think ought to be March 31, 2027. Thank you.
A few moments later.
There is an error in the order. It should be March 31st, 2027, as rightly pointed out by the leader of the opposition. So, Madam Speaker, we will... So, Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, we ask for a 5-minute recess so that we can reprint order and have the minister sign it. Suspension for 5 minutes, Madam Speaker.
House, the question, no, members. The question is that the House be suspended for 5 minutes. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. That is, members, to facilitate the adjustment of the order. Thank you, Marshall.